Hello people and welcome to follow yet another World Team Carcassonne Online Championships friendly match, this time between the United Kingdom and Belgium. And we're gonna be having a 7 versus 7 match today, so a little bit bigger than usual. Of course, the regular tournament matches are 5 versus 5. Now you can see the lineups just above me right there. We have the 2023 um, world champion Matt Tucker from UK on table 1 with the nickname statmatt, of course. Then and he'll be going against Alain Dufly, Michel Meire from Belgium. On table 2, Matt Healy-Rainer from UK, facing Ludovic Janert of Belgium. Then on table 3, we have the brother of Matt. We have Fanatical Lime, aka Chris Tucker. And on Belgium's part, Nicolas Victor Yina. Then we have Corelli. Unfortunately, there is no name to be found on Carcassonne UK for Corelli, so it remains a mystery. But he'll be going up against another strong Belgian player, Fabian Mouton. On table 5, we have Irina Ferodova with a small red van, and he'll go up against the 2024 Belgium Live Championship, the 2024 Belgium Live Champion Nico Willemans in W. Revelations, also whom I unfortunately don't know the real name. On table 6, going up against Thomas de Klerk. So the table 6 is going to be a bit of a more newcomer-ish match, I would say, in terms of player reputation. And finally, on table 7, we have EmptyVeil, also a very new name to my knowledge, and he'll go up against Defdamesdompi, Dominic Reberes. And we will be starting with table 2, so with Matt Healy-Rainer versus Ludovic Janert, unless the chat has objections. And afterwards, we will be focusing more on tables 5, 6, and 7, whichever is looking the most lively. Just because I would really like to see Valmir and Revelations playing, even though they might not be from the the top quality side in terms of precision play, but it's always nice to see what kind of little demons both Belgium and UK have managed to get to their teams. Hello, Clovier. Nice to see you here. So the game should be starting in about 1 minute. So, as I said, we will be starting with LazyBore versus Ludovic Janert. Seemingly offline though for now, so Matt does not look to be the kind of one who is online 10 minutes early, or earlier than they should. But I reckon there should be no issues, seeing that he has been online 12 minutes ago. And it could actually be, now that I look of this, that the lineups have potentially been arranged according to the ELO points. And Matt being just under 700 does strengthen that image. Well, unless there is, unless LazyBore comes online, which he doesn't seem to be having any rush to do so, then why don't we actually quickly check on a stream of his first match, of the first game that he's covering. Unfortunately, at the moment, none. Well, how about then we just go straight to table 6 and see how Revelations does. Apparently not at all. Why is there no one playing? That's what I want to know. Bit of a slow start. Table 6 started. Is that so? Okay, well, we do get first-hand knowledge, and yes, it is. The first-hand knowledge is correct. The table 6 has indeed started. So, Revelations versus Thomas de Klerk. Let's see which of these youngsters, in terms of at least most likely, I would say, youngsters in terms of competitive Carcassonne experience, is gonna come out on top. Both rated 400-ish. And I am expecting to see quite a lot of mistakes. But that's fine, because we get to then, point out some stuff that you probably should avoid doing. Well, stuff like this, for example, immediately, I would say that also, I would also question that why do I not have my drawing tools? That's the first thing I would question. Let's see. Bam. And bam. Let's fix that. Yeah, the first things first, I would say that using a triple city, even like also without the shield, is far better to be used over here, to be added to your opponent's city, of course. But the road end of that city piece is far more valuable in the beginning of the game than the actual city part, because like you can see here, it's a really not great position for green here to actually keep completing this city one tile at a time. He's gonna need to find, well, ideally like a triangle, a triangle, a triangle, a triangle, and a triple city. Like it's a very time-taking process, and it's the kind of one that you really would like to avoid because it's all about like Carcassonne is all about efficiency, and this is not efficiency. This is like trying too hard to score points directly. Now, Valamir has been able to get a nice monastery, though, to accompany this city, which makes it a little bit easier for him to like justify the city, but still, it's quite inconvenient. Also, we see another, I would say, a quite severe mistake even from Revelations here. We see that Yellow took their 4-point meeple out upon getting attacked on the road instead of just taking simply 2 points here with the crossroad and allowing the completion of this connection, because there were still 2 tiles, there were still 2 daggers to fit into this square, and upon getting his meeple back and getting these 4 points, or like guaranteeing these 4 points, uh, Revelations also laid down a perfect blocking opportunity for Valmir. For Valmir to block the city of Yellow entirely, and you can see that Revelations also paid the price immediately for that mistake, as they were able, or as they were, as they drew this exact dagger from the deck that they would have needed to complete the city. So like this just goes to show that, like, first of all, don't use like you should really try to avoid using like quick point tiles like crossroads on shared features, especially if that crossroad also benefits your opponent almost just equally, as we can see a 4-point road goes also to Valmir, but also especially when you are endangering your other structures, like we just saw Revelations do now. Just to put some salt on the wound, Revelations also gets the final dagger. Note that this is indeed the final dagger, and so thus the blocking chances in this game have just increased tremendously, and this square is incredibly vulnerable right now, as it will only take any curve or any crossroad for Yellow to block both this city and this monastery to the dagger, which no longer exists in the deck. And this should be definitely a very, very, very high priority for Yellow. Not only because it blocks simply 2 meeples, but also to prevent the I mean, actually this city is already blocked, so it only technically blocks 1 meeple, but it also prevents Valmir from expanding this ruin with field plus city tiles at the bottom, at the top, sorry. And when there is a chance to get some compensation of your for your blocked meeple, you really gotta do that. Valmir has a choice to either take a monastery or go here, which I also do, which I also like, but then also doing something like this, just blocking another meeple because the quad crossroad is already gone, which is exactly what he ends up doing. I can't really blame that. Hello, PlateMac and Rev. Yeah, can't really blame Valmir from doing that. It's a quite decent move. Ensures the block of a second meeple, even though there were only 3 crossroads remaining. Actually, all remaining crossroads are field crossroads indeed. You can see 1, 2, and 3 city crossroads already gone. Now, unfortunately, Revelations was not able to get a crossroad or a curvy tile of any kind in time, and thus Valmir might be able to save his monastery. We also see a double attack on the lower city by yellow here, trying to get a bit of a larger feature for themselves. Note that with the quad city already out of the deck, it's quite easy to block this square, or maybe not easy, but like it's very it's very much possible, and it is very much what Valmir should be trying to do with future road tiles to go over here. Now, of course, Valmir should not be trying to block the city with city tiles going over here and then going with the city tile over here. Like, even though it could be a successful block, there is not any one good tile to start that block with, because with triple cities they merely expand a ruin it is undoubtedly going to be if any tile is added to this square by green, or if they go with a city cap, then just potentially just pre-complete a rather large city for yellow. And so we see Thomas going over here with a road tile, trying to create the potential of getting the block, and we see a huge mistake, a massive, massive blunder from yellow. Like this, the principle is good. The principle is good. It immediately protects the city to a triple city with a field tile. Like, that's very natural. It is a very natural move. Now, the massive issue, the massive gaping hole in this plan, is that there was not a singular tile. There was not a singular city cap tile in the deck anymore for yellow to be placing over here. All starting tiles are out of the deck. All city crossroads are out of the deck, and all daggers of left-hand side were out of the deck. So there was absolutely no city cap to go over here, which means that it was already almost entirely impossible for yellow to finish the city after this move. Like, the absolute move that yellow should have done was to go over here, pre-finish the city, and also make it so that it would be entirely impossible for green to block this square, because in order to block this square to a quad city tile, they would be needing a road city tile here, and like we just saw, all starting tiles are out, all city crossroads are out, which are exactly the only 7 tiles that could make that happen. And without those tiles, there is no block. There is only the completion of a very juicy city, and very likely a game-winning feature for yellow, because upon completion of the city, they would be also getting a 9-point field, which is now not going to happen. So someone in the UK team definitely, better give a tap on the shoulder of Revelations and remind them of this move, and as we can see here, Revelations definitely has either severely miscounted the tiles, or they are just not simply miscounting, or they are just simply not counting the tiles at all, because they are now, like, again, in principle, good move. They are preventing the block to a city road tile, but when you are trying to save your city, you have to be aware of the tiles that you are saving it to, and the amount of tiles that are still left in the deck that you can't finish the city with. Now, obviously, it looks like Revelations is very much not aware of the tiles, as there is no starting tile left to fit into the square. More stuff going on as yellow takes a 6-point field, lays down a couple city caps. Again, in principle, a good move. Also has to take into account of the possibility of like all of these fields connecting, which is most likely why he is um, directing the field side to the left, so he could go over here and over here, like, and just simply connect everything and not allow green to connect with a curve to a 9-point field, which does happen anyway. Now the question is are there tiles to go over here? And, like, with a quick look, it looks like there might still be. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. There's like one straight road. And is there even a road monastery? I think there is. So, like, 2 tiles to go into this square. Also a very juicy road for Thomas. Okay, now we are again we are doing the stuff that we are saving a square, but we are not, like, truly aware of the remaining uh, tiles, and more specifically, we are not aware of the remaining blocking tiles, because it's much better to place the curve over here, like, kind of do what looks to be a semi-save, but it is actually a full save, because the only blocking tile would be a dagger, and we can see that all daggers are gone. So because of this move, we were now not able to use this monastery to connect ourselves with this 9-point field, but I mean, we did get some value out of it. Sure, we were able to get an extra city to the field, but simply this curve reduced our uh, joining chances to the field from 2 tiles to only 1 tile. From so from a monastery and a straight road to only the straight road. Thomas 9 points ahead on the scoreboard, and with the features on board, it's looking actually quite decent for him. So +9, +17, 24, and then he has a private 6-point field over here, so +30, +24, +18, 15, 10, 8, 7, so like +7 for Thomas, and he has an extra meeple, so, like, it is quite difficult to lose this. Like, he could even place a 0-point farmer over here, anticipating just the straight road, which is the only tile that can really score points for yellow, but they do get the tile. Now note that this still is not enough unless Thomas makes a mistake, because this is a 6-point move. Like this is it's a 6-point move. Now Thomas is still actually ahead in the game. He could even, I think he could still do a 0-point move and actually do anything and win. I mean, see, yeah, like this is the kind of stuff that you see from 400 rated players. Like they do natural looking stuff. They attack the field. Now it is a totally a legitimate question whether Thomas was actually aware of all the connection tiles. They might have been, they might have not, but when you are ahead, you don't even need to connect to the field if you are ahead enough, as was the case here for Thomas. Um, you can simply just score the points and save your meeple for like just simply more scoring. And also, wait, what is this? Ah, so yeah, because Thomas was the starting player, so we do indeed see that. I very much doubt that Thomas was aware of the connection tiles. They just went here and assumed that there might be tiles to connect, but like after uh, this third farmer, which is completely unnecessary. It does seem like Valmir is just simply relying on the general feeling of maybe there are tiles for me. So like this is like one thing that I think would be just a core one principle in both of these players, um, like um, playing Arsenal, to change is to be aware, to learn the amount of tiles to be able to do simply tile counting, and thus be then aware in the early game, in the mid game, in the end game of the remaining tiles, or just simply of a specific type of tile when you are going to need one. Like we saw a lot of counting mistakes here. Like I would also just place this as a kind of I mean, it's technically a mistake if you don't know the tiles, but this is a counting mistake. I'm saying counting mistake because if you are placing farmers or doing stuff without actually knowing the tiles that are in the deck, I think that is a counting mistake. So I mean, this is a counting mistake. This is a counting mistake. This is a counting mistake. Um, and I mean, maybe. I mean, this isn't like a counting mistake. It's just a huge mistake. Anyway, threatening the block of your own meeple. So just a lot of stuff on this 400 rated level that can be uh, improved on. But the most important thing for result-wise is that you just win, as Thomas did. So let us take a look at a LazyBore, which still. Oh, never mind. They have finished one game on which ludojahhjahh was able to get a win over Matt. So another game win for Belgium, starting off strong. And I wonder if we can see another game of theirs about to be starting really soon, and looks like it has started right now, so a pretty perfect timing there. Statmatt looks interesting. Final 10 tiles. Could very well be. I don't doubt that. I'm not sure if Utse is at the moment streaming that match. Preferably, I'd like to try and cover like as many players between me and Utse as possible. So, I think Utse is very much interested in covering the more, I'd say, higher caliber matches. Also, Raf is giving us some mid-game info on EmptyVeil, taking an early 1-0 lead against Dominic Reperes. Okay, let's get on with Matt and Ludovic. So, the situation is looking pretty good for yellow. Already 7 points ahead on the scoreboard. Actually, the only player with points at the moment. Has a well-developed monastery here. I have actually no clue as to why Ludo goes over here, simply adding 1 point to the monastery of Matt. I don't know. I don't know. I mean, this is just simply looks like a very clear mistake to me. I think a far better um, decision would have been to start a new city over here next to your own city. Like, yeah, sure, they can get like a quad city in the worst case, get over here and tie the cities together. But like, at least you are not like preparing your opponent's monastery for completion. I mean, this just seems very ineffective way to win if you are helping your opponent. But okay, um, both players with 2 roads each. Matt still the only one with a point, and makes a very decent move. Um, though do I kind of don't like it in his position because he had this very vulnerable road though, and now he is paying the price for it. Like, I mean, this move was good in the sense that it either like it harassed both of the green meeples on the city and on the road, limiting the road to only 3 remaining field crossroads, and also somewhat decisively restricting the city of green as well, whilst building like very safe looking cities for himself. But like, when you have vulnerable meeples of your own, I would very much prefer to take care of them first before starting like blocks of your own, especially when those blocks are not like, full blocks. They are more like, yeah, this block might happen in the future and this might cause some nuisance, but like just complete your own features, man. Complete your own features, and be happy with life. Ludo, not with a very, I mean, the tile was good, but the timing was horrendous. I mean, he had no good moves available here for himself. Like, oh well, actually, maybe he could go over here and just take the city. I mean, it's an option, even though there is only one starting tile remaining. Yeah, but like it's already a winning mini battle, and you are like trying to make some threats of maybe finishing a 10-point city, maybe not, maybe just making a ruin, going into a winning mini battle. Though, yeah, in his position, I might have to let him slide with that one, given that his position on the scoreboard is like really bad. He's minus 22 on the scoreboard, which is really terrible. Makes a sort of a save on his city. It does take away one final dagger from himself of completing that city, but also keeps the city alive. Still three tiles that fit here, one starting tile and two city crossroads. And potentially, with the city crossroad, we might even get like an extra 2-point road here, or maybe we go onto the field. Maybe we get a 9-point field. There's all kinds of good stuff that can happen. But it is looking kind of grave for Ludo here. Opts to go for the save of his city, doesn't want it to be restricted to one final dagger, which I can empathize with. But unfortunately, there is a downside to that move, and it is looming around the corner, as LazyBore can now go over here and just meeple the city and try to equalize the city of Ludo. Also bringing another city to the field and another, vacant city gap to the field. Though it is quite dangerous actually also too, because however way LazyBore would be placing this divider here, either this way or this way, then it leaves Ludo with the possibility of bringing in another meeple, either with a Dorito or with a city cap, and then simply finishing the whole glorious city for both players. This is actually a really resourceful move. Actually, I quite like it. Now it lays down a city cap to the field of yellow, and what it also does is that it still takes care of the imminent threat of this city being completed, because there are now no more dividers. One is here, one is here. No more dividers in the deck. This is actually a really great move by Matt. Something that I did not even think about. I like it very much. It also ties the monastery into this fight, and probably what Ludo should be doing like ASAP when he gets the chance is to try and restrict the square to the 3 remaining cows, so triple cities with a field. Oh, no. No, this is not the stuff that you want to do. There are multiple issues with this move. Multiple issues. Issue number one, it immediately restricts a square that you do not need to restrict. It restricts the square to only one remaining horse tile, so to a triple city with a road, in a situation when there were 5 tiles still to fit into this square. And secondly, you don't need to restrict the square. you don't need to be afraid of Boer attacking the city, because he would have to invest a second meeple onto it, like just like like just um, limiting to a quad crossroad, not a quad crossroad, but to a quad city or to a horse. It's not really enough for LazyBore. He's gonna have to like use extra stuff to either equalize the city or to block the city entirely. Like, you can keep this threat alive, especially now when Ludo is so far behind. Like, he's gonna have to try and, you know, and keep his chances of completing the city as large as possible. And restricting your city is really not the way to do that. Now, there is a case to be made that Ludo is so far behind that he's fine with taking these 50-50 chances of completing a big city, but those meeples are still gonna be stuck there for a long time, most likely, even in a case where Ludo would get the triple city, which he does now. I would say rather miraculously. Now, what is not working out for Ludo is that he cannot actually complete the city. He actually cannot complete the city. Um, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 field Doritos gone. Gone. Out of the deck. They no longer exist. There are no field Doritos. There are no dividers. There is nothing that fits into this square, which would not then allow a reconnection opportunity from LazyBore, and he does exactly that. So gets the triple city and makes the reconnection available for himself. Whereas Ludo, unfortunately, unsuccessful with completing a big feature, and thus it's looking like the chances of Ludo are diminishing bit by bit as we speak, as he is minus 20 on the scoreboard. This is only plus 4 a mini battle for a green, so plus sorry, minus 10, minus 12, and then there is this huge issue with the field. And Ludo only has one meeple more in use when comparing to his opponent, and one extra meeple is probably not even going to cut it, because that usually means that these fields are going to be shared, since both players have essentially the same amount of meeples to be to be able to invest on that field. And a tie on the field is nowhere near. It's going to be nowhere near enough for Ludo. He's going to need a miracles to some sort of a miracle to happen. Maybe this is it. I mean, maybe we can go here, place another monastery after Matt getting yet another 4 points and yet another 4 points, just increasing his lead all the time. And Ludo, I hate to say it, but we might have to go over here, and we might have to drop a farmer. Actually, we can't do that. We probably have to take the city points, and we just have to pray that Matt is not going to be able to do anything about the connection. But I mean, that's actually not even possible. Well, nearly not possible. Well, wait, nearly nearly I don't know. Uh, I was going to say that there were very few tiles with which Matt was not going to be able to prevent um, this connection from happening. This is actually one of those tiles. So Matt could have gone for this move, which would have then left Ludo only with the city plus road tiles afterwards to drop a second farmer. Which he would have absolutely done, but seeing that Ludo went for a second farmer immediately, it of course makes no sense anymore. Now, Boar with plus 20 on the scoreboard. This is equal. Plus 22, plus 31, 23, 18. Now, this upper field is actually 15 points, so maybe there's a case that a Ludo can just simply win the upper field for 15 points and leave this 9-point field alone. But it's still not going to be enough, though. Like, Matt is still ahead, both in points and in meeples. And it's just quite unfortunate stuff for Ludo. Yeah, for Ludo. I was about to say that one thing that might save Ludo is exactly this move, because now there is actually maybe a possibility to go over here, bring up a third farmer, and then to even take these 9 points away from LazyBore and increase the whole of the upper field by 6 additional points. There's also a little side note that has to be said, that actually these fields are not yet unified together. There's a separate shared 9-point field and a 12-point field. Well, was a 12-point field and now is an 18-point field shared between these both players, so 2 separate fields. So yeah, I was gonna say that it could, like this move could have potentially just opened a possibility for Ludo to go over here, drop a farmer, and then try to connect to the field with either a curve or a straight road. But he just goes for the 5 points, but I'm not sure at all if that is a winning plan in any scenario. Now, Ludo, like he absolutely has to get to the field somehow. Like 18, 10, 3, plus 8, plus 10. Like he is still minus 10. And the only big enough feature on this board is indeed the field. There's nothing else that can bring Ludo the win. So something like a straight road and a curve would be nice for Ludo. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, but there are no straight roads and there are also no starting tiles. How about 1, 2, 3, 4, and also no field crossroads, so actually nothing useful to go into this square for Ludo, which is unfortunate. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and this doesn't really help, though it's not like Ludo had a much better move to do, I think. Actually, he did. He probably did. Like, he could have gone over here, like this, and created a possibility to attack the field, seeing that there was still seemingly at least one curve remaining, and potentially also some sort of city plus field tile. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Well, we see that there was indeed a city tile left, but I mean, like these small points are just not gonna be enough, like in any scenario. So like these one pointers are they just simply don't matter. Like Ludo had to go for stuff like this and like try to create a attacking platform to the field, as unlikely as it is to succeed, because it actually only succeeds with the help of LazyBore, in case in case LazyBore makes a mistake and does not you know block or take the the platform himself. But like these one pointers, these 4 pointers, they just don't matter. It's simply not enough points for Ludo to have a winning chance in this game. Hi Nico. Based on you being here in the chat, I would assume that your duel has concluded. Unlike table 2, which is now heading into a decider. And it seems like these players are taking a 2-minute break, so that's enough time for us to check on the other tables where they are going. So let's see how Dominic is doing. Currently playing also a decider against EmptyVeil. So let's take a look at the situation. 17 tiles remaining, and the scoreboard is looking very, very rough for Dominic, but he does have a lot of high scoring features, and I actually mean a lot. 8-point monastery, 8-point monastery, 7-point monastery, 10-point ruin, and also a 9-point field. So those add up to what? 10, 17, 25, 33, 42 points. So plus 20. Actually, this is a shared field, excuse me. So not 9 points from this, but 17, 25, 33. So plus 11. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Minus 7. Temporarily minus 16. Minus 18. Minus 15, minus 17 and a meeple down. So it's looking quite an impossible thing to come back from. Although actually there is a road monastery still remaining into to this square. So we have a chance to make 11 points with one move. So we gotta have that. We also either will have to attack this 18-point field or simply unify this 9-point field to the 18-point field to get the points there. Veil with just a simple one-pointer move. Unfortunately, I mean, this is, it is a very much a scoring move. It's nice, but we are so depending on the monastery, and unfortunately, there was a much better move for Veal to go over here and drop the farmer, and to anticipate this monastery to come. And Veal, unfortunately for him, not only loses the coin flip on the monastery, but also might have just given Dominic Riberes a possibility to not only come back in this game, but to also win this game after all. After getting this 11-point move and this very nice a 7-pointer here just before with the horse, Dominic has a very decent amount of points on the board, and he has now 4 meeples to spare, so he's definitely going to be looking to unify these fields as much as he can. Now, I mean, yeah, this is 3 points, but I would have liked to see an immediate 10-point move here, or a 9 or a 10-point move, going over here and either meepling or not meepling the road and unifying these fields. Let's see what tiles are remaining. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So there's a triple city with a road, which isn't really that great for red because it's not really a scoring tile. We can get 3 points, but that's about it. Oh, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. What if we go over here and we drop a farmer? Yes, I like this very much. We go over here and we drop a farmer, because then we potentially force Veal to connect these fields himself together. But okay, I mean, we don't go for it. So Dominic just seems that it's better that he has a chance to win with purely with points. Maybe that's the case. Maybe it's not. I mean, these fields score so much, though. I kind of doubt that he can win with only points. Okay, there's this, which I actually also overlooked entirely. But the other tiles to go here, though. There's a road triangle. And wait, there was a field crossroad. No? Oh no, no field crossroad. What type of crossroad? Then. Wait, no crossroads. Never mind. Forget about this plan. I was just talking my own stuff. Okay, now we go here and now we connect. Now I have to make note. I have to note that this road, not good, not good. Again, the principle is there. We have a lot of meeples. We have 4 meeples in hand. We are taking a 3-point road, which is the max that we can even score with that tile in the first place. For 1 meeple, by taking a feature. But we really should have been we really should have counted the remaining tiles and see that there were so many curvy tiles remaining, whereas I don't think there was even a single tile to go here. Maybe this crossroad, but nothing else. Which means that the plan of unifying these fields, or this 6-point field together with this 18-point field, is like never going to work because we just don't have we just don't have the tiles in the deck to do it. So turning this road instead on the other direction, then it's a great move. But here, not so good. But Dominic does still manage to win purely by the points, thanks to this monastery. Actually, only an 8-point difference. So I think it was actually just a simple coin toss in the end of this monastery, because this was a 14-point move for Dominic and only a 4-point move here for EmptyVeil. So you do the math. That is a 10-point net difference in favor of Dominic. Whereas if you just reverse the tiles, then EmptyVeil takes 7-point monastery over here, and Dominic is left with like what 3 points somewhere. No, 4. Well, 4 points here, but it doesn't really matter. It's still +3 for Veil, and like that's it's basically a 13-point flip. So a 50-50 on the whole game, as a result of a quite poorly coordinated rotation of these field connections. Like again, we just simply had we simply just lowered our winning chances by turning this curve to the wrong direction because we didn't have the tiles to connect the fields. But we got what we wanted, or Dominic did, got the win, and Belgium goes to 1-0 lead. If Red loses this game, they deserve it, respectfully. I would say so. I would say so. But it didn't happen. Didn't happen, despite the efforts. Let's see. So we have actually, let's quickly check the result of Nico. Well, Nico being Nico, goes like a champ and takes a 2-0 win on his own duel. Gets another point to Belgium. Then let's see. Let's see Corelli and Fabian. Ooh, Corelli taking a win over the strong Belgian player. A 2-0 for UK, and they are on the match scoreboard. So how are we doing for revelations? Valmere taking a 2-0 win also. Thomas putting in work. Already 1-3 to Belgium, and this means that UK kinda has to win all the other matches. Though, if I remember correctly, It has not been so great for Matt thus far. Oh, they're actually playing a decider. Okay, so I was kind of baited there by Raph by the sentence learn to fly 1. I thought that meant the duel, but they are playing a decider at the moment. And for good measure, let's see. Oof, a 1-point win. But is it lost on time? No, it's not. It's unfortunately a loss for Nicholas Victor. And a much needed point on the UK board. So how's it gonna be? It's gonna be, well, let's take a look at the decider of Matt, of Tucker. And this is likely gonna be the end of the match after this game, because Matt usually takes his time. Which is why I'm glad we already covered a game from a Ludo. So what's the situation here? +9 for Michiel. And we have equalized monasteries here, 2-point city for Michiel also. Waiting for the one remaining city crossroad on this square for 1 meeple of yellow and 2 meeples of black, which will also be actually quite good for this field, which Matt has now preemptively taken. As a result of this starting tile, Matt is now trying to preemptively lessen the casualties, so to say, and bracing for impact in case Michiel gets this city crossroad, and so that she is not able to take the 12-point field herself. But 9 plus 11, momentarily plus 10, 14, 13, 7, 9, 10, 20, 16, 7. At the moment, +7 for Michiel. Though this is a big threat and a problem for Michiel, this 10-point city of Matt. Well, most likely an incoming 10-point city. And not really much that Michiel can do about it. Like, we can probably go here. Maybe take a monastery. Maybe then we get a platform to attack the city before it gets shut down. We also do have 4 field Doritos to go into this square. So it's likely to be filled, and it's likely to get, a couple more points for Michiel here. Whereas Matt simply looking to finish this city and then secure the field, to which there is now at the moment a very easy attacking spot. Getting 2 connection squares at the top and also at the bottom. Well, Jay is taking a lot of time to figure this one out, and unfortunately, this is absolutely wonderful news for Matt as he gets the most incredible tile actually to get rid of all of his worries regarding the field. Like, it doesn't have uh, to sacrifice a scoring tile in order to secure this field, which he wouldn't do anyway. He would just take 3 points here if he wouldn't be able to take 4 points here. But as a result of the monastery for 6 points for Michel, um, it created this 4-point road for Matt, and now like this field is actually very safe. I mean, there is one there is one connection square, but it's not the best possible one. Although there are still quite a many tiles to fit into this square. Couple monasteries, a vanilla, and probably also curves. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, one curve, so that's not really great. Should have no issues to go here, but okay. Decides that it is more beneficial for him to sacrifice the points for the monastery and keep black without meeples. Well, if he makes the restriction successfully, he would be able to restrict this square to the one remaining crossroad, which now also doesn't exist. So no crossroads remaining. And with two meeples to nothing, Matt should have no worries at all of simply placing a couple city caps on his field on the left, probably. Also, this was a very crucial tile in the sense that the city crossroad Michel also needed over here. So now these two meeples are gonna stay stuck for the remainder of the game, as well as this one yellow meeple, but it's not that yellow needs any meeples to be recovered himself. He'll be more than happy with the situation as it is, with 2 meeples of his own in his hand and 0 in his opponent's hand. So this should be maybe not quite smooth sailing yet, because Michel can still recover meeples, but it's gonna be fairly easy position to maneuver, I would say. +7, +19, +20, 16, 9, -2, -1, -2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 13, minus. Well, wait a second. Actually, is he actually minus like 6 or 7? I mean, after this, it's not gonna be much at all with an extra meeple, but there might actually be a scenario where Matt can still lose this game. So maybe I went a bit too far too soon. Let's check this one more time. So +1 is 13, 16, 22, 23, 2017, 15, 11, 4, -7 for Matt. Huh, okay. So now the question is, do we take a city or do we just take these 5 juicy points? And Matt goes for the city, trying to take away an easy 6-point city that could possibly be taken by Michelle with any city cap. Completely understandable stuff. Also, seeing that this field Dorito was not the only tile to connect over here. I mean, there is actually no rush with the connection. It can be done later on. Matt gonna be taking 4 points and laying down a potential field for himself with another city cap over here, which there should be still city caps remaining. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So still 2 city caps according to my calculations into this square. 1 vanilla and maybe a dagger. Looks like a dagger. Yeah, 1 vanilla and a dagger to fit into this square and finish a 10-point city for Matt and also get us a nice 6-point field. Michelle has to simply take quick points. She has, she can't, actually, is this an option? It's a 6-point move, but it also does give a meeple to Matt. But I'm not sure if Matt is even going to need a meeple. Like, an extra meeple, I mean. Because Matt can then easily, like, be just fine with only 1 meeple, finishing this city, taking a field, taking some quick points for this city cap. Though Michelle might be afraid of going over here and giving Matt 2 meeples in hand, due to the fact that then Matt could potentially take this 6-point field and potentially a 9-point field with that 1 extra meeple. So the sacrificial lamb of 3 points might not be that bad. This is good news for Michiel. Takes 1 of the 2 city caps that Matt was looking, and we probably have to take these points from the city first. I think we are behind. Wait, +7, 10, 6. Oh no, wait. I think we are exactly equal in points at the moment. But that is very, very likely to actually connect over here. There are still 2 Doritos. No, 1 Dorito remaining. And also I think there is a cow. Is there? There's no cow. Okay, so there's 1 filled Dorito to go over here. But it is worth 5 points. Then there is the vanilla, which is going to be like 11 points for Matt. No, 12 points for Matt. So do we have to just count on getting the vanilla and the filled Dorito? Well, these 4 points are taken. Well, Matt does get a dagger, but not the kind of dagger that he wants. And it's going to be rather uncomfortable because he doesn't really have a good use for this. Probably we just go over here and lay down another potential use for the vanilla in case we get blocked over here. What else is there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. No triple cities at all. A field Dorito, a vanilla, and 2 other tiles still. No, 3 other tiles. We have no crossroads. We have no monasteries. 1, 2, 3, 4. We have 1 road Dorito. That's 3. We're still missing 2 tiles. Curve? I mean, there's almost curves, right? 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, there's 1 curve. So that's 4, and then 1 more tile is missing. Which is that. Okay. And we take preemptively this 6-point field. I like it. I like it. And also, this is exactly why we went here. We prepared another spot for us to use this vanilla in case we wouldn't be able to use it here. I mean, we can still use it there, but it's not worth it. It's just simply not worth it because we would be creating a 9-point field for Michelle to grab. Wait, it's a... Yeah, I mean, I miscounted something. We learned again something else. Okay, so, um, well, apologies, Michelle. Apparently, I have been guided in the chat that I have been referring you to as a woman. So, we shall refer to you as a man from now on. Yep, still takes a 6-point field, and there's the road Dorito. Also, I have miscounted something because I didn't miscount. I didn't count there being a starting tile in the deck still. So Michelle with I don't know the curve. 1, 2. Yeah, okay. So it was a curve indeed. What did I miscount? Oh, I now know what I miscounted. I miscounted field Doritos. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Yeah, I miscounted field Doritos. So, I mean, quite a lot of points actually in the end for Michelle, but is that going to be enough though? Still might not be because of the fields. I mean, the fields are pretty sizable. 6 and another 6. Wait, has this been counted? Ah! Ah! Well, would you look at that? Would you look at that? Despite the situation that was actually looking really pleasant for Matt, at like especially towards the end when Michelle was without peoples, and Matt was slightly behind in points, but 7 points with the meeple, or like with actually having meeples in hand and with quite a lot of scoring potential on the board. It was like actually really looking great. But I wonder, is this 6 points? Is this a mistake? Giving an extra meeple to Michelle? Because I there is a clear point there to getting a new monastery, right? Like you are obviously getting the 6 points from the monastery, which was um, about the amount that Matt was behind, but there is another purpose with this monastery, and that is to expand the field, because there were still like quite a many city caps remaining in the deck. One over here, there was a starting tile, there was a vanilla. I mean, there were still several city caps that could be used to at the same time increase the size of this field, and also to surround the monastery, and maybe even get that meeple back if we get like the dream sequences of tiles. So now I have to wonder though, is the city a mistake though? Because why would you point it to the right? Because at the time of claiming this city by Matt, there were there was this dagger remaining, this dagger remaining, and this dagger remaining, and the vanilla. And like by simply taking a look at the rotation of these daggers, we can see that there would have been one more dagger left in the deck for this side that opposed to this side. And also, when we point the city to the right, we have exactly this issue of Michelle getting a city cap, taking 4 points here, creating the blocking platform, and actually blocking our city. Whereas over here, like Michelle can still, of course, create the blocking platforms, but he can't actually do that as effectively, because he will not be able to take points at the same time as he is creating those platforms, which was vital to the success of this block, to this block being actually worth to be made or even attempted. So I would go as far as to making a case that just a simple rotation, a rotational error cost Matt the game of not taking into account the dagger symmetry. Maybe he did. Maybe there was, and probably was, some other more relevant factor as to why he went to the right, but it seems like a mistake to me. Was it better to connect the cities? Imagine yellow connects those, and let's say black can take 6-point city for free. Yeah, this was also something that I mentioned when Matt had the opportunity to either take the city or to connect these cities together. Like, I think I would have been more inclined to go with this, simply because like it is immediate 5 points, right? And we still have what, two meeples over one, and like it's not so dangerous to leave a 6 point city for your opponent, because there were still like other city caps that Michelle can take anyway. So it's only like a potential sacrifice of 2 points if you think about it. Now is 2 points going to be like a decisive factor? Maybe it can be, but I would I wouldn't count on that. I would very much rather just take 5 points safely and then not invest a meeple on a city, even though there was a lot of potential. Um, but let's say that Michel gets the city and gets the 6 points. Then instead of simply the city, then we can take a 9 point field. Well, maybe now you're saying that yeah, we can beat then United to this other 9 point field. Yes, we can, but it's only 3 point move, a 3 point net gain for two moves that Michel would have to make. Not really great in the position of Michel. Not enough point, not enough value for his tiles. Maybe Matt I should have pointed the triangle to the left when he claimed the top right city. Yep, exactly what we discussed just a second ago. Having one more city cap to in his disposal. Also, potentially having an easier, or let's say a more likely um, scenario of getting a decent field at the same time. A more likely scenario of getting a decent field when you actually finish the city, because on this side you are likely to get like 6 or 9 points. On this side you would already have 6 points plus this potential city. You can then meeple a 9 point field, immediate 5 points, and still a shot for the 6 point city. Exactly still talking about the connection with the field Dorito and then of this vacant city. But it shall be not the day for UK. Instead, I believe Ludo also in the chat said that they lost their third game against the Healy Rainer. We shall, this time only, take their word for it and trust that they are not misguiding both me and all the viewers. Which means that the match score is going to be a 3-4 in favor of Belgium. And they have yet again won another friendly match. Now, for those of you who are not following the schedules or the scheduling of the friendly matches on Carcassonne.gg page, then you can see that Belgium and Ukraine especially both have had plenty of friendly matches on the recent days and on the recent 1.5 weeks. Also played against each other, or are playing. I think they played. I can't keep up with this. um, but the point is that both of those teams have been having a very busy last days, arranging all friendly matches and taking all the practice they can. And full kudos for both teams for that. We will be having a double stream as in two separate streams on Saturday, so on 12th of April. And the first one will be let's actually go first quickly here. So the first one will be Belgium Taiwan on at 1400 UTC, and the second one will be Mexico Ukraine at 1800 UTC. So we will have the pleasure of seeing some more Belgium gameplay, and also the strong Taiwanese, Mexican, and Ukrainian players going head to head on Saturday. Now, for those of you who have not had enough of the action today, there is still a Brazil-Spain ongoing. Now, we are not going to be streaming it on this channel, as I have not scheduled that, and I rather not actually hop into a match that I have not prepared at all. But feel free to take another half an hour or an hour of your time and go cheer all these players. I believe it's a 5 versus 5, so a very general tournament style match. And also, you don't really see Spain all that much in these friendly games. There are some, but not as much as some other countries. Yeah, that is where we are going to be leaving it. Thank you everyone for joining and sticking all the way until the end. I will be seeing you all again on Saturday on 12th as said, or at 1400 UTC with Belgium Taiwan, and later at 1800 UTC with Mexico Ukraine. So until then, I hope you all have a great time, and I'll see you again very soon with some more Carcassonne content. Bye for now.